QANX. I haven't looked at QANX since last Friday. Fridays are my QANX days, if you haven't already noticed. I've kind of mentioned this before. So even if I don't announce it, I will look at QANX on Fridays, every Friday, just to have a look and see what's happening. And so last Friday it was quite interesting because I was kind of saying, oh, it'd be nice to go up like this, and it did do that, didn't it? Kind of went up. It went up more than I expected or hoped, and it obviously didn't drop the way I thought it could. But what's happening with the price action now? What's happening with QANX? Well, it's clearly looking quite good, huh? It's still looking good, even though we're getting a little bit of a local rejection here from this previous point of control. I think QANX is still looking good. Do we have a cipher in play? I'm going to have a look at that. But first things first, I'm going to expand the volume. And you can clearly see that the point of control is acting as resistance, can't you? You can see that. So we're getting a little bit of a local rejection here from resistance. You can see that. But generally speaking, the price action is looking quite healthy. It's kind of almost, you could argue, it's similarly to Bitcoin. It's flagging, or it's in some kind of sideways range. If I was to take the wider range and add the volume to that, let's go to the daily chart. Where is the volume on the wider range? I do need to clean these charts, huh? Yeah, I see that now. Post-hack val, I could have a look at that. Nah, no changes there. Overall volume. Well, look, there are slight changes, huh? You can see that the value area high is slightly lower. The value area low is slightly lower. Okay, so we have a slightly changed value area. The point of control is still the same. And here, actually, this post-hack VAR, value area high, you see that? It's also in line with the local point of control, this kind of up move point of control. You see that? So we are hitting some kind of resistance level, this value area. But that's good because we need to push resistance to break it, you know? So we've kind of cleared liquidity here a couple of times. We are trying to push. That's kind of what you want to see. You don't want to see the price at the lows. You want to see the price at the highs. In the context of this post-hack value area, if you think that's the highs and this is the lows, yeah, we are in the highs, yeah, we are in the highs and we aren't able to touch the lows. So I think that's positive. That's bullish, isn't it? That's more bullish. You'd rather be there than struggling and being down here, wouldn't you? And so even though we are into local resistance right now, it's better to be here, isn't it? It's better to be there than down there. You don't want to be down there, you want to be up there. So I don't mind it, actually. I don't think it's bad. I don't think there's anything to get from the volume, the value area moving a little bit. Okay, I'm still thinking that possibly this was the first wave. I'm still thinking that maybe we are in a little bit of a corrective. I haven't changed just yet. What is this corrective going to look like? I don't know. To be honest with you, I have no idea. As always, I have no idea. But that's clearly not an impulsive move. It looks like an ABC. So maybe this is the first ABC, maybe it's the second ABC, and maybe we're in a third ABC here. So maybe there is a down to be had here, huh? Kind of similar with Bitcoin. Ideally slow, huh? I don't like fast downs. I like it to just mimic what we had before. I mean, really, guys, stop selling. This is really the solution, isn't it? Like, who the fuck is selling? Just buy. Stop selling. Buy. I don't know. Like, I don't know what. I mean, this again. It's still looking a little bit like a cipher, isn't it? Yeah. Forget that price action idea. It's still looking like a cipher. It's just slightly different. It's a little bit slower. I prefer the slower ones. Gives you a little bit of time to think, a little bit of time to react. Yeah, I had the kind of same idea. What did I have the B over here? Maybe C. It makes a difference. It's the same idea. B. It doesn't really matter. That might be better actually there on the cipher. Even though the corrective is like that. Actually, maybe that is better there. Yeah, that might be better actually in total. Which would push that more like this. What's that one? Get rid of that. Let's have a look at these fib times. Yeah, we're coming to a 618. So we are kind of on time to drop actually. And then depending on how fast or slow we drop, Sunday to bottom out. Yes, into the golden pocket, take out these lows. Can we go down this just like this? Just something similar, please? Rather than, you know, like, can we just go down gently like this for a final drop? And that wouldn't be a problem. I think it would also be nice to just kind of go down here and kind of just to take the local lows and that's it too. Sunday, huh? Maybe Saturday, Sunday, maybe Sunday. We could go up here, just a little up before we drop. I don't know, because we're still above this 382. So before people get the idea of selling, there may be a little up here first before we go down. Yeah, there's no real ratios here that I can kind of, yeah, maybe that was it. If we don't go up and we just go sideways and down, then the 618 comes on the 618, which is there. So on this type of corrective move, that would be quite nice if we hit it Sunday morning. If we kind of gently go down rather than go crazy down. But no one can predict that because we had a little bit of a sharp sell-off here. It is possible to kind of drop like that just to mimic that first move to hit your target before we get a really nice impulsive move out of here. So we are still looking at a little bit of a cipher for our next move, and just looking at it, probably the best place to enter for a long is at about 0.0278. Just that golden pocket area liquidity grab from this local area. Probably that's, but you have a one-to-one further down, but you also have to see how aggressive the selling is. But this would be, for me, this is quite nice. How much lower is that from our current price? Again, not financial advice. It's about 16% lower from our current price. Get QANX on 16% discount for an impulsive move out of here if we complete this cipher. Yeah, we'll keep a track of this and see how this plays out. Obviously I'm going to have a look at it next Friday. Again, that last week weekly candle, it looked pretty ugly, huh? Pretty miserable. Look, you took the highs, and this week we haven't really seen a follow through. So I would argue that that's quite nice, actually, to not see follow through on a really ugly weekly candle. The volume was increasing volume on the red week, and I'm not seeing the follow through just yet. I think I'd like to see this weekly candle just close above the previous week low and just kind of be an inside candle, not some kind of expanding candle to the downside, and possibly we could be over. Possibly this could be it. That's kind of what I'm seeing at the moment. We've got this 3-day bearish engulfing, and we're seeing a little bit of continuation on that. We haven't managed to go up to the highs, so we are still a little bit bearish, I'd say, just on that original drop. But maybe it's just to complete this cipher that I've been following, possibly, you know. Okay, so that's QANX. I haven't looked at the X profile. I'm in El Salvador. I traveled here, so I'm reporting live from El Salvador in a dark, dingy room. I'm going to find a beach somewhere in the future, but it's not right now. Let's have a look at the Quan Platform X profile to see if there's anything interesting. August the 5th, following the successful audit of Quan Virtual Machine, the world's first audited VM enabling developing smart contracts in any programming language on the blockchain, we are pleased to announce another significant milestone in our announcement schedule leading up to the Quan mainnet launch. Developing and launching impactful use cases on the Quan blockchain platform is crucial. Sign Quantum officially launched the world's first add-on for e-signature platforms to safeguard digitally signed documents from looming cybersecurity threats posed by quantum computing. We are proud that Sign Quantum chose to utilize the quantum-resistant Quan blockchain platform for immutable time stamping of e-signed document hashes. Wow, we got a real use case here, huh? Look at that. And a guy with a turban. Don't you just love those guys with turbans? More of those guys, please. Because they got money in Qatar, of course. So this is amazing. We've got some real use cases here. The digital signature industry has experienced a meteoric rise valued at USD $10.8 billion in 2025 and projected to soar to USD 118 billion by 2032. If they're going to start using Quan platform and they grow 10x, then we're laughing, guys. We are literally laughing. This is the longest hold of the millennium. If I read into what I'm seeing now, you probably never want to sell this token, probably. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sell bits to take a little bit of profit to improve your lifestyle in the real world, to be able to buy more QANX, but ultimately this might be the way this is panning out. This might be the buy of the century. Whatever, you know what I mean. All we need now is someone to break Bitcoin. Can you imagine? You wake up one morning and QANX is like trading at $200. Can you imagine if that happened? Fuck. It'd be the most insane wealth creation exercise ever. I expect if that was to happen, that everyone who's watching my videos would give me a fairly decent tip. Okay, that is the deal. Yeah, I can't be doing all this work and for everyone to suddenly become super rich and then no one to tip me. That would be weird, huh? Or at least buy me a holiday. All right, that's my QANX update. Until next week, but have a wonderful weekend.